This is correct now, Takya. There's a ton of foothold behind it. Wendy Williams could be making a revisitation of television. And prepared to do my thing, this is what I couldn't want anything more than to tell my Wendy Waters. Continue watching, since I will be back on the Wendy Show greater and more splendid than any time in recent memory. Oh, good gracious. What Wendy Williams appears to have found herself mixed up with some serious difficulty over every one of the terrible things she has at any point said about different big names on her show. The previous show has been battling with some serious medical problems, and very few individuals are wishing her a speedy recuperation. As a matter of fact, there's a not-so-unobtrusive group that is furtively holding onto a fairly evil craving that Wendy at absolutely no point in the future graces our screens. With another show, one specific individual, who isn't disheartened by Wendy's diseases, is Strategy Man from Wu-Tang Tribe. Technique Man was enraged with Wendy for uncovering his better half's fight with bosom malignant growth on her show. Without their consent, he didn't keep down getting down on her and guarding his family. However, think about what the show didn't end there. In 2021, Technique Man's better half, Tamika, terminated back at Wendy's inappropriate assaults towards her better half following quite a while of quiet. Tamika Smith hammered Williams for her unfortunate obsession with her better half, including claims from Williams that she connected with Technique Man during the 90s during a meeting to advance her Lifetime biopic. Williams claimed that their casual hookup happened back in the Coke days. I smoked an unpolished with Strategy Man while I gave him a shower, and it was a casual sexual encounter, she said, adding. And he'll deny it, perhaps not yet. The charges didn't agree with Technique Man's significant other taking to Instagram. Tamika Smith made an unsparing announcement in light of the obnoxious ambushes from Williams, whom she calls one of the most hopeless honeybee on earth. For quite a long time I'd kept my quietness, while Wendy Williams sent off consistent obnoxious ambushes against my better half, myself, and our family in the past. I disregarded her untruth solutions and obtrusive endeavors to incite us, yet Wendy has demonstrated over and over that she is unequipped for any conventionality. Her fixation on our lives has arrived at a new low, and I'm worn out on pursuing the more respectable option she started in spite of my displeasure. I decided not to answer freely to her undesirable obsession with my significant other in our marriage. Plainly, she was wiped out, and that she was battling with a ton of issues, including self-loathing and low confidence. Beside Tamika, there's someone else who is by all accounts focusing on Wendy, and it's, in all honesty, the famous scene Diddy brushes, obviously long ago, when Wendy spilled the tea that she has a photograph that could uncover Diddy's actual sexuality. And get this, that photograph goes back just about quite a while back in Cancun. Picture this: Puffy was on the mic, and unexpectedly, somebody offered something that set off him in a retaliatory move. He chose to moon that individual, yet think about what another person had various plans and wound up pulling his jeans down, prompting an all-out fight. Currently, as per Wendy, Puffy didn't take excessively merciful to her disclosure. Truth be told, he supposedly went all on a mission to debase her. When Puffy first heard about what Wendy previously possessed, he burned. Through no time he figured out how to get her suspended from her show at Hot 97. Yet here's the contort: Wendy wouldn't withdraw. She boldly held fast and rehashed all that she had said about Puffy, demanding that each word was valid. Remember, Puffy is presently a strong tycoon in the business. And what did he in all actuality do next? Well, he ensured Wendy was removed the air until her agreement closes. At any rate, that didn't prevent Wendy from uncovering Diddy and Jay-Z's unusual privileged insights. Years after the fact, you see a clasp of Wendy Williams' interview with Woman 2 or 3 years back has returned to uncover the secret homosexuality in Hollywood that did not depend on adoration, yet a mysterious society, and two individuals currently in the clique being Jay-Z and Diddy must be committed to mystery. These rappers They know how to persuade. They became committed to mystery by homosexuality. Lady Run has been in the business for some time, and he was really the person who marked Jay-Z and Tarakafella in 2002. Significance: he wasn't talking for talking. But since he had been in the business sufficiently long to see what's happening, he guaranteed the religion has powerful individuals who do strange images and characters and utilize their music to impact the general population in a pessimistic manner. And think about what Wendy Williams affirmed that what Lady was talking about was valid, and that is the reason she just let him talk, despite the fact that he had previously told her that the Hollywood bricklayers didn't believe he should talk. Continue going. I'm recoiling. I'm poofing up my hair. Everyone in that approach to saying, look, he's not uttering a word new to me. Goody gumdrops. Wendy Williams sure knows how to work up, show and spill that steaming hot tea. She's a flat-out genius at keeping her crowd snared with shocking subtleties. Yet hang on close. Since Wendy herself has had her reasonable portion of debates and embarrassments, to one significant outrage that shook Wendy's reality was the disclosure of her ex and Kevin Tracker's disloyalty. For quite a long time talk twirled about Kevin's supposed undertakings. Yet it was only after 2019 that Wendy at last affirmed the reports and petitioned for legal separation. It was a turbulent time for Wendy, as she not just needed to manage the selling out of her significant other, yet additionally confronted reaction from fans and pundits who blamed her for being fraudulent, thinking of her as job as a tattle sovereign. The separation procedures among Wendy and Kevin were muddled with allegations of monetary offense and fights over their joint undertakings, including Wendy's syndicated program General Society got an unparalleled view to their own theatrics, as Wendy openly talked about the circumstance on her show, some of the time stalling in tears. Their separation was finished in 2020 under a particular arrangement of classified terms, yet Williams in the end unveiled that she was paying spousal help to her ex anyway. In 2022, Wendy chose to provide Kevin with a painful but necessary consequence when she quit giving him her vision. Wendy, and all her craftiness magnificence, had remembered a slippery little proviso for the support understanding in the event that she at any point left the Wendy Williams show. She wouldn't need to pay a dime to Kevin if under any circumstance offended parties' contract with Talk WVE isn't restored, and additionally is generally suspended, dropped or ended, and offended party has no other network show being broadcasted in paying her a comparable compensation. Litigant comprehends and concurs that all severance installments will be likely to one or the other end, or change the condition read. And wouldn't you realize it, Wendy's medical problems raised, prompting the scratch off of her show. And you got it, the discontinuance of those sweet support installments. Poof. Very much appreciate that Kevin's monetary lifesaver evaporated like a phantom, as per Williams' lawyer. Tracker is not generally qualified for support installments after her syndicated program. The Wendy Williams show was dropped per the previous couple's separation settlement on October 15th of 2021. Offended party was educated by Talk W that her agreement was being suspended, and that no pay will build or be payable to offended party for the length of offended party's handicap and insufficiency, composed Williams' lawyer. The lawyer then, at that point, closed by taking note of that Williams has had no pay since October of 2021, and she doesn't have another show forthcoming or a comparable compensation. Rankled and frantic Kevin attacked Wendy and her group during a meeting. He let the cat out of the bag on his critical monetary circumstance, blaming them for keeping his legitimate pay. It was a genuine person acting really hypocritical circumstance, yet hello, when all else fails, compromise is unavoidable, right? As the residue settled, obviously, Kevin's life had gotten downright ugly. He fell behind on bills and MasterCard obligations. The man was suffocating in monetary sand trap, and there was not a single lifesaver to be found. Kevin continued to say something about his monetary pressure that read, I have fallen behind on the vast majority of my bills. I, as of now, live locally that expects installments to the mortgage holder affiliation. And I'm behind on that bill in the event that the mortgage holder's affiliation charges are not paid. Dispossession will before long follow. He proceeded with my vehicle protection hasn't been paid because of not getting month-to-month severance installments. I'm behind on visa installments. Since I have no cash since the severance installments were suspended, my life has been enormously impacted since the offended party quit pursuing installments under our repayment arrangement. The way that I can't support my life and cover my bills altogether is very developing to me. I can't cover my bills and support my everyday living. As though that wasn't an adequate number of salt in the injury, bits of hearsay began twirling that Serena had trimmed attaches, with Kevin leaving him in the residue. Currently considering the enduring Kevin has persevered at Wendy's gives nothing unexpected. He's desire some sweet retribution, who understands what he has at his disposal. This is one adventure that is a long way from being done. Regardless, it seems like Wendy Williams has figured out how to rub many individuals the incorrect way. And kid, do they have a few serious hard feelings against her. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be shocked assuming that some of them are furtively cheering now that Wendy is done gracing our screens as the host of the Wendy Williams Show. Why, you ask? Well, it's straightforward. Their grimy clothing is at last protected from being presented to the world. Yet clutch your caps, people, since here's the realty. Might it at any point be conceivable that one of these enraged VIPs needs Wendy quieted everlastingly? Yes, you heard it right. The prospect of somebody who might be listening plotting to ensure Wendy at absolutely no point ever talks in the future is sufficient to creep us out anyway. We should keep our fingers crossed and trust that such an evil arrangement doesn't exist. After all, we flourish with the dramatization and energy that Wendy offers of real value. So hopefully, this is only a wild hypothesis, and that our darling tattle sovereign will keep on ruling in any case. That is all there is to it for this video.